Welcome back. When Pope Francis made his historic visit to the U.S. a few weeks ago, a Kansas City coffee connoisseur was thrust into the spotlight. Now, the headlines, they screamed, "Local man creates special coffee blend for the Pope," a huge honor, but not entirely accurate. So we are so pleased to have the man at the center of it all, Tracy Allen from Brewed Behavior, here to help us set this straight. So let me get this. You did not create a blend for the Pope. It's a non-retail company. You were commissioned by the Pope himself to create a special coffee profile.
There you go.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What did you really do?
Yeah, if you think about it in terms of blend, it's more of a recipe, like a pinch of salt and sugar and all that good stuff. But profiles, as coffee changes throughout the year, as it ages, for instance, our job is to make sure the cup tastes the same no matter what. And you can't exactly do that with a blend. A blend is, this is what goes into it, this is the way it's going to taste. So your blend constantly changes. The profile matches a target demographic and stays with it.
What types of things did you take into account when creating, I mean, this is a big deal. You're creating a profile for the Pope.
Yeah, so everybody knows the Pope's a pretty interesting fellow, right? So, and it's not limited to just his personality and the way his vision, but he is a foodie. And he loves the way things taste, and he loves any sensory experience, and he's a honorary sommelier and all these great things. So we got to take some liberties with this one, and not just specifically to his demographic, where, you know, he's 55 and older, so we watched the acidity and we put a little Indonesian in there, things of that nature. We took a few risks, and
did he like it?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this like a top secret process? I mean, how does this go down? Does the Pope just call and say, "Hey, Tracy, I want you to create a coffee profile"? How did this all happen?
A little bit like that, exactly. And you wonder if I'm being punked or something at first, right? And then we do have another office in Italy, and have done some things in there that probably got his attention, or at least the Vatican's attention, and a number of different ways. And then being one of the highest rated coffee tasters in the world, that probably didn't hurt either. But they really wanted, I think, something to commemorate the visit. It was such a historic visit, and so it was a little bit of everything. You know, there's 50 coffee producing countries, so we worked hard to make a good representation of each, and sort of a celebration of what was going on. At the same time, make something they wanted to drink. So it's difficult, but this is what we do, as you pointed out. This is what we do. We don't sell coffee. We create what we call IP. We create these profiles, and then for our clients, and this was just a little more fun than most. That
is so wild. And you said that you think perhaps one of the reasons that you were noticed in Italy, you were commissioned to create a coffee profile for the Lamborghini family?
We created all the profiles for the Lamborghini family. What a fun time that was. No big deal. They just sold a car company, and they thought they'd start a food company, and this hayseed from the Midwest gets a call and says, "Hey, do you want to come build our coffee company for us?" And they're doing wine, of course, and pasta and everything else. We just filled the niche in the coffee piece, and still good friends, and they're the reason why we're there, though. That's amazing.
Now, you said you were from Kansas City. You came back to Kansas City. Your business, Brewed Behavior, is now here in Kansas City. You're a big deal. You're a 3-time super taster, the only in the world. What is a super taster?
Well, there's a series of tests that you go through, and it could be like the culinary institutes do these and everything else. Just your ability to assess things like sweet, salt, sour. You've heard, like, my good friend Doug Frost is a master of wine and a master sommelier, so it's a dual designation. And one of the things they do is taste wine blind and decide what it is. So we sort of, coffee has their version of it, if you will. And I think food in general has it's a measure of how many taste tenules you have on your tongue, and ability to assess things, and then to communicate that to your brain so you can put it on paper. Coincidentally, women have more tenules on their tongue. They're better tasters.
Oh,
so
very nice.
I'm part of a minority when it comes to being a super taster. Most are women.
Most are women. Tracy, thank you so much for being here. We could talk to you forever. Just to reiterate, do not call him to buy the coffee he made for the Pope. You said you were getting swarmed with angry emails and phone calls, because that is not what you do, as we
flattering,
just explained.
incredibly flattering.
All right. Tracy, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Lisa.